BBC Radio Oxford Sport.
And a very good afternoon to you from a cold and wintry St James Park as Brackley Town bid to end a run of 6 straight league defeats, and they couldn't have had a much trickier tie than this one to do so as they entertain Robbie Savage's Forest Green Rovers in the National League this afternoon. Forest Green riding high up in second place and on an unbeaten run of 8, and they're up against a Brackley side who are a little bit down on luck, a bit down on confidence at the moment. 6 straight league defeats, as we mentioned. However, they do seem to raise their game against the better sides. We've seen some terrific performances this year against the likes of Rochdale and York City and Boreham Wood and Notts County, of course. And sometimes, you know, when there's a bit of adversity and maybe nothing's too expected from them, they can play with a little bit of freedom on this Boxing Day afternoon. Tim Carroll joins me for commentary, and Tim, it's no surprise really that Brackley Town are going into this game as underdogs, but sometimes that can help just take a little bit of pressure off them, couldn't it?
Well, perhaps, who knows, but look, it's a fantastic Boxing Day game to look forward to. A lot of razzmatazz that comes with Robbie Savage. We've seen that already. He's really excellent Forest Green Rovers siders. You hear the referee's whistle and we're underway here. Very low sun, but it's a gorgeous afternoon, and how crucial it is, as you said, for Brackley to try and break this cycle of 6 successive league defeats. They've slipped to just above that relegation zone. It's not where anybody felt the team would be after those initial 10 games of the league season when things were going so well, but this is a really tough league and another really tough encounter this afternoon.
Yep, we got an early break in play because the Forest Green Rovers player has gone down with a little bit of a knock. That is Jaden Clark went down as he charged down an early clearance. We'll run through the two sides for you when we get a chance to do so. And Forest Green are playing in a shocking lime green stroke leopard skin kit. I've not seen anything quite like that before, so you're not going to miss them. Fluorescent green shorts, green shirts, and that leopard skin green and black top. I've seen some bad kits in my time, Tim, but that one I think goes right up to the top of the tree.
Yeah, well, Brackley in there, red and white. It looks fantastic in this December late afternoon sunshine. Brackley kicking from right to left in this first half. It's an early opportunity for Forest Green Rovers to get the ball into the Brackley box, take a long throw. Michael Nottingham rises well and gets a header, and then Scott Pollock completes the clearance up to the halfway line. We'll take you through the team lineups in a moment, but a significant number of changes for Brackley, and as Gavin Cowan shuffles his pack, Byron Pendleton and Ben Watsku come into the side. Both made just one appearance so far since coming in from Birmingham City on loan. Both really promising young players, and I think a lot of supporters be really interested to see how they perform this afternoon. It's goodness me, it's quite windy here.
It's a bit blustery today. Now, the question I have for you, Tim, is Pendleton's got 15 on the back of his shirt, and I know we had a slight issue the other day, just to make sure we get it right.
Well, look, I'd rather not be talking about this on air, but he's not registered as 15 with the league, but as far as the referee's concerned and the team sheet, he's got a shirt with 15 on the back.
No worries.
And likewise with 22 Pendleton, and 15 Ben Wadsku. A little bit of a problem there with the numbering. We've just got a pause in the action here as Gaz Dean is just down getting some attention. So
the name is right on the back of the shirt. That's the key for the commentator.
The name and the number is right as far as today's concerned.
Perfect.
As far as the FA registration department's concerned, it's a mess up. But anyway, not the end of the world. Look, a little bit of concern here for Gaz Dean.
Yeah.
We're just a couple of minutes in and we haven't really got going. Had that one long throw into the penalty area from Forest Green Rovers that was well dealt with by Brackley.
Yeah, you don't see Gaz Dean go down too frequently, do you? When he's sitting just outside the centre circle. A little bit of concern from his teammates, from Cam Gregory, who's come up from out of his goal to have a look. He's still receiving treatment. We'll run through those sides for you quickly, actually, while Gaz Dean is receiving treatment. 4 changes for Brackley Town this afternoon to the side that lost on Sunday. and that is Zach Brown coming in, Ben Wadscrew, Byron Pendleton and Danny Newton are all starting in this game, so they line up with Cam Gregory in goal, Kyle Morrison, Gaz Dean, Scott Pollock, Zach Brown, Matt Lowe, Michael Nottingham, Ben Wadscrew, Byron Pendleton, Shane Byrne and Danny Newton. On the bench, the goalkeeper is Johnny Maxted, Tyler Little, Jack Price, Morgan Roberts, Danny Waldron, Connor Hall and Ryan Haynes back in the amongst the squad. Gaz Dean is hobbling off, and that's a little bit of a concern, and he's already tossed the armband over to Shane Byrne, so we're going to see a very early change, and that's a massive blow, isn't it, for Brackley Town just 3 minutes into the game, and Tyler Little is going to come on, I think, to replace Gaz Dean. Massive blow that.
Yeah, very difficult to see what happened there. Not even sure he was involved in the action, but certainly it went down, and yeah, here we are with just 4 minutes played, and Gaz Dean has to make way and Tyler Little is on. It's a good substitution, but that's one of Brackley's substitutes used up already. Free kick to Brackley, not from the Gaz Dean incident, but from an incident over on the touchline, and Matt Lowe does well, pulls in the penalty area, charge down, early corner for Brackley.
Yeah, early corner for Brackley. Then we'll quickly run through the Forest Green side before we take this corner. Harry Ousted in goal, back four of Trey Pemberton, not Pendleton, Lauren Mendy, Abraham Kanu and Tom Knowles, Isaac Moore and Nick Houghton, the midfield duo, and then a further three in front of them, Kyle McAllister, Harry Whitwell, Jaden Clark and Temi Babalola leading the line up front for the visitors. Corner for Brackley Town.
Crossed in, and my goodness, Danny Newton with a free header right on the edge of the 6-yard box. It was clipped in by Tyler Little, the sub who's just come on. A well-worked corner by Brackley, taken short. Tyler Little clipped it in from having varied the angle, and Danny Newton rose, won the header, and it wasn't too far away, and he'll look back on that, Danny Newton, as a great chance for him to get his goal-scoring tally off the mark since returning on loan here from Harborough, starting again in the lineup, and been a decent enough start this by Brackley, and they're making progress up the left with Byron Pendleton, and it comes off him for a Forest Green Rovers throw.
Yeah, really good start for Brackley on the front foot, which is good to see. Pendleton closing the man down quite well there. The names are right though, Tim, that's the thing.
Those shirt numbers we can't possibly begin to explain what has happened with the numbers and the shirts for those two lone players. But this is Pendleton anyway, with the ball in his hands. He made his debut in the FA Trophy game away at Boreham Wood and was really impressive. Didn't feature against Boreham Wood, against Morecambe last Sunday, but starts today, and he's got the ball at his feet. Chips it up towards the byline. One for his Birmingham City teammate Ben Wadscrew to chase. Does well, does Wadscrew, as the floodlights flicker on here.
Not needed just yet, I wouldn't have thought. But
not needed yet. We've got a gloriously sunny afternoon here, but by half time that will be the case. Throw in to Brackley on the left. Ball in the hands of Little, and then Scott Pollock. Good crossing by Pollock, and Brackley player, I think that was Kyle Morrison, got his head to it, but not enough power on it to trouble keeper Harry Isted. And then the ball goes all the way up the other end, and Cam Gregory, with his second league start, started against Morecambe. Didn't do too much wrong, Gregory. Couldn't be blamed for either of the goals, really. Bit of a mix-up the first one, and terrible defensive error that laid him very exposed for the second. And aggressive start by Brackley, and been started on the front foot, which has been good to see. Haven't always started so well. And a referee this afternoon is Ollie Mackey, waves that away, and shot comes in from Forest Green Rovers player. That was Houghton. We've seen many times here in his AFC File days. Brilliant signing for Robbie Savage at Forest Green Rovers. Nick Houghton, strong midfielder, and scores plenty of goals as well.
Just going back to the Gaz Dean incident, Tim, obviously a massive blow, and we'll have to see what the issue was there. But Zach Lilly will be back, I think, for the next game. We served his ban, so there will be a cover coming in for the trip to Rochdale next weekend. and let's hope that it's not too serious and it's more precautionary. But he didn't look good as he was hobbling off there, did he?
No, the players showed real concern as he went down. Brackley, of course, have got the Tuesday evening trip to Boston before that trip up to Accrington Stanley, where they're going to take on Rochdale. Rochdale's pitch has been dug up and the process of being relayed. You can follow those pictures on social media. Not what anyone would want to be doing mid-season. It's a throw into Brackley on that far side, deep in their own half, not missing any action here. So yeah, Zach Lilly, this is the fourth of his suspension for his second red card. It is a position in which Brackley are got plenty of cover, as Temi Babalola, 3 goals to his name already since coming in just recently. Came in from a National League National League South side, and big, strong centre forward who knows where the goal is, gives defenders a real tough time. And he used his physicality there, got the shot off, but it was a little bit too high over Cam Gregory's crossbar. And given the time of year it is, the sun is going down and there's long shadows. Only a quarter of the pitch now still in sunshine. Goal kick to Brackley to be taken by Gregory. 10 minutes played here, but a little bit stop-start with that injury to Gaz Dean, but Brackley have made a positive enough start. Ball chipped over the top for Brackley to run onto. And now here's a chance for a shot from Matt Lowe to come in. I thought that was the opening goal for Brackley. Needed to find the net there, Matt Lowe, really. He'll look back on that as a golden opportunity. Well worked chance for Brackley. It fell to Matt Lowe just outside on the edge of the penalty area. Fired it in. Goalkeeper was beaten and just wide of the post. But good start here for Brackley.
Well, I thought that was in as well, Tim. It looked as though it was going into the corner there, didn't it? It's been a terrifically lively start for Brackley Town, and yeah, they just need to take these chances, because against a side like Forest Green, you're not going to get too many opportunities in the game. You need to take them. Yeah,
and what was so encouraging there was Danny Newton and Ben Wodsku, 2 strikers up front, really giving those defenders a hard time and winning the ball, set up the chance for Matt Lowe. And here's now Danny Newton, but it's got nobody up in support with him. He's done well, held it up as Newton, laid it back into the path of Lowe on the right. Lowe crosses it in. Defender gets a header to it, but bright start to the game here for Brackley, and
really
you just sense that amongst the crowd. Brackley with their tails up, and referee waves play on there. Here's Pendleton on the left, chance to cross the ball in, and now plays it back to Pollock. Pollock crosses it in, charge down. Pollock gets it back from Byrne to the byline. Cross comes in, and not the best on that occasion. Allows Isaac Moore to come away with it for Forest Green Rovers. Fast, speedy player over the halfway line. Plays it into Jaden Clark. His shot fires in from distance, and Cameron Gregory dives, watched it all the way, wasn't too far wide, but this has been an all-action start to this Boxing Day game, Kieran.
I've just looked at the clock and we've already had 12 minutes of this game. It's absolutely flown by. This is a terrific start to the game, and Brackley really on the front foot. The goalkeeper for Forest Green, Harry Eisted, is going to have his sort of vision a little bit sort of skewed, isn't he, with the sun. He's wearing a baseball cap, isn't he? Cameron Gregory's looking into shade and Eisted is looking into bright sunshine, so that's going to cause a few issues as well. He's going to be maybe unsighted for some of these balls coming in as well. But yeah, terrific start for Gavin Cowan's side.
Yeah, it was a good toss for Brackley to win, I think, and kicking the right way in this first half. And Michael Nottingham rises, wins the header from that goal kick, and now he's a chance for Danny Newton to play it off the Forest Green captain Laurent Mendy for Brackley throw. You can see Gaz Dean rather disconsolate on the bench opposite us. He's wrapped up warm though. We'll try and find out later what that injury concern is. And Wodsku unable to control that, played up towards the halfway line, and it falls to Tyler Little. Out to Matt Lowe, and the other the thing to say about Wadsku and Newton being up front as the two strikers is it allows Matt Lowe to play in a much better position for him, wide on the right, and where he can use his speed and trickery. So from that point of view, those double strikers up front makes a lot of sense.
It does, and we saw a little bit of Wadsku, didn't we, on Sunday, the pace that he's got. And that could cause a few issues to this back line because Wadsku has got a bit of pace, and Danny Newton showed there a turn of pace as well a moment ago.
And here's Trey Pemberton for Forest Green into the penalty area on the right, crosses it in, he deals with it well, does Gregory. I think Pemberton was looking for someone to get on the end of that, and they was well away from it, but had to be dealt with by Gregory. And he did well. Vote of confidence in the Brackley man. Didn't have the best of games on Sunday. Let down by his defenders. That first goal was a bit of a lack of communication.
I think so.
Really.
Yeah, I think it was communication. I don't think he really put much of a foot wrong, to be fair. He didn't have too much to do, did he? Just picked the ball out of the net twice. I think he made one save low down, and that's pretty much the only save he had to make. So it certainly wasn't his fault at all that the two goals came. The second goal particularly was a real howler, wasn't it? And it's uncharacteristic from Ricardo Calder.
We were saying before the game, Kieran, just what a strange game it was last Sunday. It was a poor game, really. Morecambe, certainly not the strongest, and stole the 3 points, but Brackley just never got into their game, never got their game going really, and individual errors cost them in the end. Free kick to the home side, coming in from Tyler Little on the right, to the edge of the penalty area. Drops to Newton, wearing that 28 on his back, crosses it in, and it's the opening goal! Michael Nottingham gets up, brilliantly worked goal by Brackley. Danny Newton with the assist, chips it across, and Michael Nottingham rises tallest of all the players and just nods it into the bottom corner. Nothing that goalkeeper Harry Isted could do. And we are 15 minutes on the clock here, quarter of an hour played at St James Park. Brackley Town 1, Forest Green Rovers 0.
Wow, this all they've deserved, Tim, so far in this game. They've been far on top in these opening 15 minutes. A really good piece of work from Danny Newton. Showed his strength down the right, got the cross in, and the one person you want on the end of a swirling cross into that penalty area is 6'5" Michael Nottingham, and he's headed home. And as I say, Tim, you have to say, so far it's a deserved lead.
Been a terrific game so far. Both teams are wanting to win. Brackley started really positively, and that goal will do nothing but the world of good for their spirits, having been understandably a bit down after the Morecambe debacle. And we're underway again, and surprised the referee doesn't give a free kick there, but Ollie Mackey, the referee, wants to let this game flow.
Yeah, I was just going to say that, Tim. What I've been impressed with so far from Ollie Mackey is there's been a number of challenges that have come in where on another day you'd see them given. He's letting the game flow so far, and that's good to see, because it's a fast-flowing game of football, and the referee has an important role to play in that.
And as long as he's consistent, then no one's going to argue. But he set his stall out as Ollie Mackey. Hasn't refereed the Brackley game for a little while. He refereed the game away at Scunthorpe a little while ago. And there is Mendy, just runs it out of play.
Gather he's the North Hants referees officer as well, Ollie Mackey, so he knows these parts quite well. As you say, he's a Football League referee now. He referees in the EFL 1 and 2 as well as the National League.
Yeah, he's moved up in the world, based in Leicester, and well known in these parts. When Brackley have pre-season friendly games or pitch inspections, then Ollie Mackey is the man to go to. Throw to Brackley with Pendleton, throws it up the line, and again that man Mendy is there, nods it out of play for another Brackley throw, and this will be an opportunity for Tyler Little to use his long throw. We've discussed this before. It's not a long throw, it's a medium long throw, but Michael Nottingham has got a longer throw, but Brackley,
you want him in the box.
They want his height there in the box, yeah. Zach Brown makes a run short. Tyler Little thinks about throwing it to him, then thinks better of it. I think he's reluctant to throw it long, is Little. But anyway, goes short to Byrne, gets it back to Little. Played up to Pollock. Defender comes across and puts it out of play for another Brackley throw. It's a decent crowd here on Boxing Day. perhaps 300-400 have made the trip from Forest Green Rovers. It's not that far, all things considered. Throw comes in. The ball bobbling around that 6-yard box. Comes out to Byrne, and then Brown out to Little on the left. Little looking to create some space for the cross. And then an opportunity for Forest Green to clear high up to the halfway line. Pendleton is under it, and he will, under no challenge at all, just knock it back to Cam Gregory.
Tim, Pendleton on his debut against Boreham Wood, I thought he was probably the player of the match for Brackley. He had a terrific first game, and I was a little bit surprised actually that he didn't start last weekend, but he's got to start today, and he's been mighty impressive in the very brief time that we've seen him so far.
Well, that will be up for negotiation as to whether that loan can be extended. He was out on loan at Yeovil Town earlier in the season. Now here's Babalola, a lone striker for Forest Green Rovers, and we're back on the halfway line. And now with Mendy, he comes over the halfway line and lays it out to Pemberton, who lays it back to Harry Whitwell for Forest Green Rovers. And almost all of the pitch now is in shadow as that sun has disappeared. Ball up from that Brackley defender to the halfway line, and here's Danny Newton, dispossesses the defender up to the halfway line. Newton, and unable to finish. Gorgeous, golden opportunity for Danny Newton. The defender recovered well and tracked him down, but he got his shot away, and the defender got a hand to it. Great opportunity there for Brackley to double their lead. It was, I think, Abraham Kanu who he dispossessed, but unable to make the most of it. And now Forest Green Rovers with a shot from distance, and Gregory goes down. Comfortable save.
Wow, that was another glorious chance. I think Harry Eisted did pretty well there. He came from his goal. He had to time that correctly as well, didn't he? Because it was one-on-one penalty and a red card potentially, but he just got down at the right time to deny Danny Newton. Will that be something that Forest Green can capitalise on, or will Brackley be able to put that behind them? Because that was another glorious opportunity.
Yeah, well, time will tell whether Brackley come to rue that chance, but he did ever so well to create the opportunity, and here's an opportunity now for Whitwell to cross it in. One hand from Gregory, pushes it away, but the ball still with Forest Green Rovers. Shot comes in from distance, comfortable save in the end, but it's all action this game. You can't take your eyes off it for one moment. Just going back to that Brackley chance, my goodness, to have gone 2 up so early in the game, that would have been quite something.
In the Championship, Tyler Goodrum's put Oxford United in front against Southampton. Oxford United 1, Southampton 0. That's on 95.2 FM, Freeview Channel 714, and on your DAB digital radios. But my advice would be, if you're a Brackley Town supporter, stay here, because it's been a cracking first 20 or so minutes of this game.
Well, it's been an excellent game of football on this festive Friday. And Robbie Savage, in his pre-match interview, said how he wasn't bringing his players in for training yesterday. He trusted them to live well yesterday. And we know that Gavin Cowan trusts his players. Very professional approach here. So the ball with Brackley in their own half, with Michael Nottingham, one of the 3 central defenders for Brackley, but also the goal scorer this afternoon. And Matt Lowe just wins a throw-in for his side, just in front of the dugout. And this is a good moment, exactly at the midway point of the first half. Brackley leading here by a goal to 0, and time for Kieran Bushnell to take over the microphone.
Well, I'm under pressure now, Tim, aren't I, to try and keep this game going the way it has in the first 22 and a half minutes, because it's been really, really good stuff, entertaining football. And Brackley Town have the lead. Kyle Morrison doing battle there with Babalola. He loses out to Babalola, and the ball's played out to Kyle McAllister on the edge of the penalty area. He's closed down well though by Pendleton. Good challenge coming in there, but back with Forest Green again as they're looking to advance towards the penalty area. Down under a challenge. It will be a free kick, and that's fair enough. Just outside the penalty area, and I think Zach Brown penalised there for a bit of a clumsy challenge. It's wide out on the left side of the penalty area, but an opportunity for Forest Green to get this ball in and put Cameron Gregory under a little bit of pressure. 23 and a half minutes gone here at St James Park. Brackley 1, Forest Green Rovers 0. Robbie Savage, the manager of Forest Green, he went over to the supporters before the game to thank them all. They were here in good numbers, as you said, Tim, probably 300 or 400 away to our left. I always like to see that, managers acknowledging their support before a game. There's 2 Forest Green Rovers players over this free kick. It's right on the corner apex of the penalty area on the left side. And in it comes now towards the back post. Bit of a scramble, but Cameron Gregory falls onto the ball comfortably, actually, and easily deals with that one. Gregory all in green, not quite the garish green that Forest Green are in, though, so you can't exactly mistake a Forest Green player for Cameron Gregory, as Nick Houghton tries to bring the ball forward, but again Brackley pinched the ball back, and now there's a bit of a foot chase for Danny Newton, who gets to the ball, threads the ball through, looking for Wadsku, but blocked, and Lauren Mendy brings the ball out from the edge of his own penalty area, and Forest Green advance down the left, ball in towards Babalola, headed away by a Brackley defender, but Babalola gets the ball back, and then Shane Byrne will pinch the ball and drive it forward, looking for Wadsku. Wadsku with that bit of pace to Byrne. He puts Mendy under a bit of pressure. Wadsku does very well. Back to the goalkeeper, who has to clear. Nottingham heads it forward, flicked on by Pendleton. Harry Whitwell, though, collects the ball from Pendleton, and Forest Green Rovers mounting another attack themselves with Jaden Clark. Over to the right, where Pemberton threads the ball into McAllister, onto the edge of the penalty area with Houghton, back to Clark, over to Clark again from Pemberton, back to Whitwell. Whitwell's got a bit of space to shoot there, and a little slight deflection off of Zach Brown, but Cam Gregory again watches it well and just allows the ball to come to him, and then drops onto the ball. He'll need to get rid of this ball quickly. The referee's counting. I can see him counting. We don't want to see a corner. 5 seconds to go. Get rid of that ball quickly, Mr. Gregory, or else we'll be seeing a corner, which we saw a couple of weeks ago, didn't we, Tim? And that was the first time it had happened. Again, I like what the referee did there, though. He made it very clear that Cameron Gregory needed to get rid of the ball, and he did so. Yeah, and
it's a really good rule, actually, isn't it? I think once everyone gets used to it, it'll help keep the ball in play. And as you say, we saw it at Boreham Wood. First time that I'd actually seen it happen.
Yeah, it's similar sort of to when the back pass came in, and it took a while for players to get used to the back pass rule, but it was soon taken up. And it's a free kick to Brackley because there was an offside, and Tyler Little drives it forward towards the edge of the penalty area. Scott Pollock does quite well. Danny Newton hooks the ball in from the right. Shane Byrne gets stuck into the mix as well, and then it's cleared up over the halfway line. It's going to roll out a play for a Brackley Town throw midway inside their own half of the field. They lead Forest Green Rovers by 1-0 here at St James Park, as the sun drops behind the trees and the whole ground is now in shade. So the goalkeeper, Harry Eisted, has removed his baseball cap. He won't need that anymore. And it was a pretty cold day anyway, Tim, and with the sun going down, I reckon it's going to be pretty perishing towards the end of this game.
Well, we're wrapped up pretty warm anyway, Kieran. We're okay here for the minute, but the sun's gone, disappeared, and there's that real chill bite in the wind.
Yeah, Houghton plays the ball, little 1-2, and onto the edge of the penalty area. Shane Byrne tidies up quite nicely, and Pendleton will drive it forward. Lauren Mendy will chest the ball down and get Forest Green on the way again with Whitwell. Good challenge in the middle of the park from Pollock, and now Pendleton goes down under a challenge, and it's going to be a free kick. Sorry, that was Wadsku.
It's going to be a continuous.
I'll get it right. Wadsku with the 22 on his back. Pendleton's over on the left side.
And Kieran, as somebody who had some responsibility for this mix-up, I can only apologise. It's a commentator's nightmare.
We did say, didn't we? We thought Pendleton was showing a lot of pace on Saturday, didn't we, when he came on, and then found out it was actually Wadsku that scored, that had the pace. Southampton have equalised in the Championship at the Castads. Oxford 1, Southampton 1. Tyler Little with this free kick then for Brackley inside the centre circle. Chips it forward, and Michael Nottingham rises highest to head it on, but it's cleared away all the way up to Tyler Little again, who's going to go back to his goalkeeper Cameron Gregory. He's got lots of time just to take a few touches, and then right-footed clearance up over the halfway line, looking for a flick on from Danny Newton, and Matt Lowe is adjudged to have backed into his opposite number Tom Knowles, and the referee Ollie Mackey gives a free kick to that challenge. I think Tom Knowles is going to be okay. It was a bit of a coming together more than anything, certainly no malice in that. Was a free kick, I think, and Forest Green Rovers will go again. Just coming up to the half an hour mark here at St James Park on a cold Boxing Day afternoon. Brackley leading Forest Green by 1-0. And the ball's played up. Kyle Morrison deals with it pretty well, and then Shane Byrne hooks it over the halfway line looking for Danny Newton. Newton loses out, but the ball finds its way to the feet of Matt Lowe on that right side, in maybe a more favoured position for the Brackley man. Nice looking ball into the penalty area, flicked on by Wadsku, and through to the goalkeeper it goes. Little story I have about Forest Green Rovers, Tim, is back in the day when they were a Hellenic League side and a Southern League side, I think. I went to watch Forest Green, and the attendance that afternoon, that evening rather, in the FA Vars was 26. So they've certainly come a long way, haven't they, since their Hellenic League days.
Yeah, and in so many ways, really impressive story. Forest Green Rovers, one that other teams, Brackley being one of them, looking to emulate. And Brackley more than holding their own here so far this afternoon, still with that 1-0 lead.
Matt Lowe goes down under a challenge, and again the referee allows play to go on. I'm liking this, I have to say. I do like match officials that let the game flow, and as long as both teams buy into it and he stays consistent, as you said, Tim, then it adds to the encounter, adds to the spectacle, doesn't it? Mendy, the skipper for Forest Green, takes a touch and then sprays it out to the left-hand side to Isaac Moore. Back to Mendy again, inside their own half of the field, just inside the centre circle. He's looking for an option in front of him. He hasn't got one yet, so he's going to just thread one through towards Babalola. Babalola uses his strength there to keep the ball, and now it's over to Kyle McAllister on the edge of the penalty area. Gets onto the left foot, threads the ball through, but this time Jaden Clark almost treads on the ball, and it just harmlessly goes out of play over on the far side. In fact, it doesn't go out of play because the goalkeeper Cam Gregory just picks the ball up as Babalola closes him down. And again, he'll need to get this ball cleared quickly, and he will do. Big high drop kick into the wintry early evening sky. Wadsku tries to get to that ball first, but beaten to the ball by Mendy, and then it's played forward by McAllister, dealt with quite well there by Kyle Morrison. Michael Nottingham just cushions the header out of play for a Forest Green throw, taken quickly to McAllister. McAllister looks to thread himself through the middle, but he decides in fact to go right towards the touchline. Knocks the ball over looking for Babalola and finds him. Babalola looks like a big strong player, doesn't he? And out of play it goes for a goal kick. Babalola looks like he's going to be a real handful, doesn't he, Tim? He's a big strong as an ox style centre forward, isn't he?
Yeah, holds the ball up really well. They build their attacking play around him. We've seen that so clearly, and just got it all wrong there. Out of play for a Brackley goal kick, and after that really exciting first 15-20 minutes, things have calmed down, But let's remember, Brackley have got that goal here, and the onus is on Forest Green Rovers to come back at them and find that equaliser.
Well, I take it to be nice and calm for the rest of the game and for the game to finish 1-0, Tim, but I don't think that's likely, to be honest. Forest Green Rovers on the back of a terrific run of form. The only defeat they've had in the last 10 was in the FA Cup against Luton. They're unbeaten in 8 in league and trophy, so they will be more than capable of getting back into it. But at the moment, Brackley do have the lead. It's with Trey Pemberton. Pemberton does really well and just lays the ball out to his left, and then McAllister drives through the middle. Down under a challenge goes McAllister, and Shane Byrne goes into the book for that one. Bit of a clumsy challenge from Byrne, nothing more, but a yellow card has been brandished by the referee Ollie Mackey. A little bit surprised to see a yellow card there, because it didn't appear to be particularly nasty, that foul, but maybe a bit clumsy. Perhaps it was an accumulation of other challenges, maybe.
Yeah, not too much to fault in the referee's performance, as we've already said. To this point, it's a free kick to Forest Green Rovers, defending for Brackley to do here.
McAllister with the free kick, flicked on by Isaac Moore, but it's flicked on harmlessly out of play, and Cameron Gregory just watches it roll gently out behind him for a goal kick. A decent crowd inside St James Park. You often get that, don't you, on Boxing Day? People probably had enough of the family and want to get out and watch a bit of football. And
there's a lovely article on BBC Sport website about the last ever Christmas Day game, which was sort of 50 years or so ago. Blackburn against Blackburn Rovers, possibly. And of course, the one game in the Premier League this evening, Manchester United, will be the lone game. Otherwise, all eyes are on a Championship, National League today, and we're all pleased to be out in the fresh air enjoying what has been a really excellent game to this point.
Yeah, quite unusual though, isn't it? We haven't got a New Year's Day fixture this year, which is a little bit of an unusual situation. They do go to Rochdale next Saturday. Well, they don't go to Rochdale, they go to Accrington Stanley. Who were they? But that's where they go, because as Tim's alluded to earlier, Rochdale's ground is undergoing some urgent mid-season repairs and get some drainage in, because they've had massive problems up there. Mind you, they have had an awful lot of rain in the last few months up in the northwest. So we will be heading up to the Wham Stadium next Saturday, and as Tim's alluded to before that, a trip to Boston United on Tuesday, and renewing old acquaintances with a former fellow National League North side who came up through the playoffs a couple of years ago. Now there's a chance for Wadsku. Oh, he nearly broke through there, Wadsku, but Lauren Mendy did really well just to get in front of Wadsku and prevent him from getting the afterburners on. I do like to see the pace that Wadsku has. He hasn't had too many opportunities to run at defenders just yet. Danny Newton has, and he set up the first goal, the only goal of course, in the 15th minute, as Cam Gregory launches this one. That's going to go over everybody's head, and the goalkeeper's going to come through just about to get the ball, as Lauren Mendy just shepherded it back to the goalkeeper. But maybe just a few little kittens there from the Forest Green Rovers goalkeeper Harry Eisted. He clears the ball up towards Babalola. Kyle Morrison at the second attempt heads the ball forward, and Forest Green looking for an equaliser. That ball headed away by Michael Nottingham. McAllister loses out there, appeals for a foul, not given. Danny Newton just threads the ball to his right to Pemberton, and then
Scott Pollock through on goal. Defender comes across, and
I think we've got a few technical issues. If you bear with me. Well, possibly a few little technical issues. We will continue. Apologies for the slight disconnect there, but we're back in connection, and you haven't missed anything. It's still 1-0 to Brackley Town, and Shane Byrne heads the ball forward, but he misses out, and McAllister collects the loose ball in the middle of the park. Good piece of work there from Shane Byrne, but it's gone through to Lauren Mendy, who's going to go back to his goalkeeper, and Harry Eisted will clear this up over halfway again, looking for Babalola. Babalola flicks the ball on to Isaac Moore. Into the penalty area it goes, cleared away by Nottingham, but it hasn't been cleared very well because it's still in the penalty area, our Forest Green. Ball out to Whitwell. Whitwell with a shot. Blocked really well by Scott Pollock, who clears the ball up towards the halfway line, and then Wodsku wins the ball, but it's going to go through to the goalkeeper, Harry Eisted. A little bit of goal mouth action there, but again, Brackley defending well. 5 minutes to go in the first half. Can Brackley hold out until half time? A down under a challenge it goes, and the referee is going to give a yellow card for simulation here. He blows the whistle inside the penalty area, and when the Forest Green Rovers player gets to his feet, he's going to see a yellow card. That's really good refereeing from Ollie Mackey, because he went down very, very cheaply there, and the referee isn't going to buy that one, and it's a yellow card for simulation. We don't see that very often, and more good refereeing there, Tim.
Well, it would have been a penalty if the referee had bought it, and so it certainly warrants a yellow card. I think it was Nick Houghton.
I think it may well have been Nick Houghton, yeah.
As you say, really good refereeing, and 5 minutes to half time. Brackley are nearly there, and if they can take a lead into the half-time break, that'll be quite something.
Okay. Free kick it is then to Brackley. Cameron Gregory with the free kick clears it up towards Danny Newton. He wins the aerial challenge and then hooks it over his shoulder, but it's only going to go out of play for a Forest Green Rovers throw over on the far side of the ground.
Yeah, just clarifying, Kieran, it was Tom Knowles who got that yellow card for Forest Green, not Houghton. Yeah,
Tom Knowles then goes into the book for simulation. He did make a meal of it. Referee right in front of all the Brackley supporters got a bit of a round of applause there, didn't he, from the Brackley fans over on the over to the right there. Now it's an opportunity for Pendleton, perhaps, because Pendleton's got acres of space run into, and he's heading towards goal. Pendleton, he just cuts inside, still with Pendleton, does really well, and then sprays the ball out to Tyler Little. Little goes right to Matt Lowe. Lowe back to Little again. Little into the penalty area, headed up into the air by Lauren Mendy, and the goalkeeper just manages to stop that from going out for a corner. And really good work from Tyler Little there to get the ball into the penalty area in the first place, and the goalkeeper Harry Eisted just gets the ball before it goes out for a corner. Back with Pendleton again. Pendleton's been really impressive in this first half. He's again running at defenders, gets past the first man, Pemberton, but not past the second one, and Pemberton collects the loose ball, finds McAllister. McAllister cuts in the field and then chips the ball forward looking for Whitwell, and he's gone through Whitwell, and Cameron Gregory just comes from his goal and just lets the ball run past him. Out of play it goes for a goal kick.
Well, and one of the really interesting facets of today's game has been that battle between the Forest Green Rovers captain Mendy and Ben Wodsku up front for Brackley. And he and his partner Danny Newton have really given those defenders something to think about. And Brackley playing a single striker up front for so many games. Perhaps this is the secret for Gavin Cowan, that he needs that twin strike force up there to really give those defenders something to think about.
Yeah, they've really played off each other quite well so far in this first half. They look the part, the pair of them. Newton, as we all know, loves to put pressure on defenders, and now there's a chance for Newton to do just that down the right, and he nearly finds Matt Lowe, but good blocking tackle from Tom Knowles. Out of play it goes for a Brackley Town throw. We may see a long one here because we're into the last minute of the first half, and it looks as though Ty Little is going to go over to take this throw, and it's going to be a long one, I think, to see if Brackley can perhaps double the lead in these dying seconds of the first half. We will have some stoppage time, of course, because of the injury to Gaz Dean very, very early, probably a couple of minutes. I haven't seen the board go up yet, but it will do shortly as the throw comes in towards the edge of the 6-yard box, cleared away. Zach Brown collects the loose ball and drives it forward and nearly gets his way through to Wadsku, and it's collected over on the near side touchline. Out of play it goes for a Brackley Town throw, and I'm just going to see if Little's going to come over again. I think he is, and we're going to see another long throw into the penalty area. The board is just about to go up. What do you reckon? 3 maybe for the injury to Gaz Dean? I would say that's probably quite likely.
No other stoppages, just that one, and it was 2 or 3 minutes certainly. But Brackley finishing the half really positively.
Yep, they are, and the board is about to go up eventually. They're struggling with that over there at the moment. We're back underway, and it's with Scott Pollock. Pollock takes the ball down to the byline. He's got 2 Forest Green Rovers players around him, but he does well, Pollock, to find Shane Byrne. Byrne curls the ball into the penalty area, back cleared to the edge of the box where Zach Brown collects it. Then Brown chips it over the top looking for Pollock, and then a chance, and it's a terrific save from the goalkeeper. That was a great save from the goalkeeper. That was going into the corner, and the goalkeeper Harry Isted got something on that and stopped it from going in, and that was a really, really close call for goal number 2.
Struck it so well, didn't he, Danny Newton? He is really enjoying his afternoon, and excellent save from the keeper to keep Brackley out. Didn't
see what the fourth official put up. I think they're having a few issues with the board and they're still having issues with the board. It's a corner, I think, to Brackley Town. I think they're having problems with the board over there. Maybe the batteries have run out, so I can't tell you how long's left. I would say probably 1.5 minutes, I would imagine. Maybe we go back to the good old-fashioned boards. There we go, and it's
still not working.
Still not working. No. I think it may be 2, and if that's the case, we've got 30 seconds to go. They're going to go. It's a corner though to Brackley, and it comes towards the near post, headed away, and then cleared up towards the halfway line. Ty Little's going to stop it from going out of play, and he does so, and then turns and chips the ball back in towards Michael Nottingham, who flicks the ball on, cleared away again, but only as far as Scott Pollock. Pollock with a shot, and the less said about that the better. And there goes the half-time whistle, and it's a terrific first half for Brackley Town, and it's Brackley 1, Forest Green Rovers 0.
Old Bellis heads into the bottom corner. Oxford United 1, Southampton 1. What have you made it? You can let us know. Give us a text 81333. Start your message with the word Oxford. On WhatsApp, you can send a voice note or a message 08000 321. Again, start your message with the word Oxford. We are at BBC Oxford Sport on X. Manuel Diaz Jr. says we are still in this. We just need to push on and get it. Enjoy my last Oxford match at a reasonable time before I get back to the Pacific Northwest. Elsewhere in the Championship, plenty of other scores to let you know about. One game's already done and dusted. Birmingham against Derby County has finished 1-1. It's also finished between Millwall and Ipswich. That was 0-0. Ipswich the opponents on New Year's Day. At half-time at the CBS Arena, Coventry leading Swansea by 1-0. It's 1-1 between Leicester and Watford. 0-0 between Middlesbrough and Blackburn Rovers. Norwich versus Charlton is 0-0. And Portsmouth have taken the lead at home to Queen's Park Rangers. Pompey 1-0 in front there. Sheffield Wednesday 1-1 against Hull City. Still playing late in the first half at Stoke. Stoke 0, Preston North End 0. And Bristol City leading West Bromwich Albion by 2-0. One game kicking off later tonight, the 5:30 kickoff. Chris Wilder's Sheffield United, where United will be heading to on January the 4th. They're away at Wrexham. That is a 5:30 kickoff. One game locally is already done and dusted. Oxford City against Merthyr Town, and Andy Gate can bring us the details.
Full time here at the M Group Stadium. It's finished Oxford City 1, Merthyr Town 3, and in the end the hoops upended by 2 goals in 2 minutes in the second half. It started to go badly after just 5 minutes, deflected past Jamie Partington, wrong foot in the Oxford City goalkeeper. But in fairness, Oxford City gave as good as they got against title hopefuls Merthyr. They played really well, but they created chance after chance after chance, but in the end couldn't find their way past Jamie Cogman's goal. In the end, the game hinged on 2 goals. The first goal, a fantastic goal from Lewis Twamley. The referee missed a foul on Josh Parker, but they didn't take heed to that, Merthyr, and Twamley ran from pretty much his own half all the way through the Oxford City defence to score a rather simple goal at the end. And then just a couple of minutes after that, they scored again. Corley Cox, his shot rebounded back down off the crossbar, and then judged to have crossed the line to make it 3-0 to Merthyr. City did get a late consolation in the end. Ewan Clark bundling a ball across the line after Braden Daniels cross-found him right at the end. City have probably got bigger fish to fry. They play Peterborough Sports on Tuesday, which is a bigger game than this for them. Both teams at the foot of the table. But a full-time score here, Oxford City 1, Merthyr Town 3.
So that's how it's finished in National League North. In the National League, a 3 o'clock kickoff on BBC Sounds. You can hear this one this afternoon with us. Brackley versus Forest Green. Half-time report, Kieran Bushnell.
And it's Brackley Town 1, Forest Green Rovers 0, and it's been a terrific first half for Brackley. They've been well on top and probably could have been 2 or 3-0. They went in front on 15 minutes. Danny Newton crossing to Michael Nottingham, who rose high to head home, and they've had other chances as well. Matt Lowe drove a ball just wide of the far post, and then in stoppage time, Newton with a terrific strike from an angle just inside the box, brilliantly saved by the Forest Green goalkeeper Harry Eisted. The goalkeeper for Brackley, Cam Gregory, had very little to do so far, and Brackley Town have their tails up. The half-time score is Brackley 1, Forest Green Rovers 0.
So good news for those Saints here in the game involving the Saints. Oxford United 1-1 against Southampton. You can have your say on the text 81333. Start your message with the word Oxford. Andy's Barbershop has been getting in touch throughout the afternoon, playing much better this afternoon. What a great goal we scored. Equally poor goal to concede. Looked better than we did from the last game. That's from Andy. Encham John, probably the worst defended free kick you'll see all season anywhere after a totally unnecessary free kick conceded. So that's the thoughts on the game. Obviously the big talking point at the moment is the sacking of Gary Rowett on Tuesday and who should come in. We've been getting thoughts from around the ground here at the Castad.
Probably somebody young, up and coming, forward thinking, who's going to take us forward. If we get relegated this season, it gives us a good chance of getting up next season. That's who I'd like to see coming in. I'd like somebody who can firefight and get us out with the trouble we're in, and in the future, if we do go down, get us back up again. Whether you can get one and the same, I don't know. That's up to the board. They're the ones that's deciding it. They've done one in the past, haven't they? So
just finally, how confident are you that United can get themselves out of the situation they're in?
I think that depends on how well we do in the transfer window, the sort of manager that we get, and it's 50-50, I think.
I think they've got to take a risk, because I think going down a boring manager, and I have to say I thought Rowett's football was boring, is not going to necessarily keep us up anymore. If we don't start attacking and try and get 3 points, then I don't see us staying up. I heard John O'Shea was mentioned this morning, but I don't know, I wouldn't want to go down the Beale route, because I think you'll just be getting another Rowett, in which case you might want to stay with what we had. A new young manager might be good. That's what I feel. Somebody might inject a bit of modern thought into it, maybe. I think we've got a lot of journeymen here who have come here for a wage, and I think some of them need to be got rid of if possible, which I think will be a problem, because I don't think they will be easily to move on. So if a new manager is coming in, I guess they are going to give him some money to spend, because carrying on with what we got isn't obviously going to be good enough to keep us up. And that's brutal reality. Preston game proved that. We were all over them, but we can't score.
The names on the list are okay, but not what's the word?
You're not excited by them?
Yes, not excited, but I'll back whoever manager comes in, because you have to ultimately. But I think we do need more of attacking, passing, fast playing football instead of defensive stick to 1-0, conceding, and then not really doing anything in the second half, ultimately.
What did you make of the job that Gary Rowett did? He came in, obviously replacing a local lad in Des Buckingham that was, had its controversy about it, but he did keep Oxford up. What did you make of what he did?
I think we've got to be thankful for what he did last season. This season, I think he's tried to stick to the same tactics. We've been found out, and we are where we are now because he's been found out. But last season, I think it worked, and we've got to be thankful for what he done last season.
How confident are you United can get out of this? This is a similar situation, but almost the exact same time of the year as well, when Gary Rowett had his first game in charge on Boxing Day.
I think if we play with right football, we can beat anyone. We've proven that we picked up points against Coventry, Leicester. And we should have picked up more points this season if we play like we can. So I think I'm confident that we can. It's just a matter of whether the team turns up.
And they certainly turned up so far today here at the Kassam Stadium. Oxford United 1, Southampton 1. A real screamer from Tyler Goodrum before Harwood Bellis cancelled things out. One man who's keeping a very close eye on this, Malachi Aubrey, the Oxford United writer, the Oxford Mail. Malachi, you've had a busy few months. You've been in since October. I think you've realised already that Oxford United is not always a quiet place.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's taken a good year or two off my life already. But yeah, it's been a good few months. Definitely a roller coaster. Seen a lot of inconsistent form and littered with a couple of good wins. Sheffield Wednesday was my first game, and then the Ipswich one was a definite highlight. But yeah, busy Christmas week this week as well.
What have you made of it today? Lots of people that we spoke to were complaining about negativity in terms of the tactics. That was the perceived view of the way that Gary Rowett went about things. It is different today.
Yeah, different today. I think from the off, as soon as the team sheet came through, it was a surprise, but a welcome surprise, I think. I think today for Craig Shaw, as a caretaker, he just needs to get the fans united, back on side, back behind the team, especially for a Boxing Day game as well. And yeah, it started a bit tricky. Southampton like to have the ball, pin them back a little bit, but Goodrum striker came at a good time and sort of picked up a bit of momentum for Oxford.
Yeah, how optimistic are you that United could get a real positive result today? I mean, the defensive work from the free kick for the Southampton goal was an obvious weakness there that's been exposed.
Yeah, I think it under Rowett anyway, this was a game that you'd expect Oxford to go and get something from, but I think in terms of the different shape, the different setup today, there have been times when they've got in behind and got in some really good positions, especially Stan Mills getting to the byline. Brian Kiersmacher has been able to get forward a little bit as well and cut a few balls back. I think the opportunities are there, and if they can carry the momentum that they had just before the break, I think they'll do really well to go and get something from this game.
Yeah, I have to ask you about what's been happening off the field. Gary Rowett, his departure, maybe not a huge surprise given the run of form, one win in the last 10 games. Maybe a little bit of a surprise in terms of the timing of it all, because he did get put up for a pre-match press conference as well. What have you made of that decision?
Yeah, I think the decision itself is understandable. I think it had grown the relationship between Rowett and the fans and seemingly the board as well, with the lack of communication now after the Charlton game. It had grown a bit stale. So I can see why the change has been made, and if you want to stay in this league with the resources Oxford have, you have to sort of take those gambles, I guess. But yeah, I can see why they did it. Once Monday had passed, I thought the time frame had gone, but to do it Tuesday was a little, took me off guard a little bit, but yeah, the decision itself is understandable, and the next week, next few months, next month, January in particular, is pretty huge.
What do you make of the available options for United in terms of getting in another manager? I'll be honest, some of the fans that I spoke to outside weren't excited by the people that had short odds at the bookmakers.
Yeah, no one really jumps out, do they? And there isn't really anyone in that list that has been in the situation that Oxford are in right now, other than maybe Tony Mowbray, he's shot up over the past day or two in the bookies rankings. But yeah, there are names out there. Mick Beale is still top, which would be an interesting one. it would be a good job for him to get, and a job that he needs to maybe go and prove himself again after 2 tough spells at Rangers and Sunderland. I believe Liam Manning is not considering himself in the race anymore, despite being high in the bookies odds. It's not, the return to Oxford isn't something that he's considering at this moment in time. Other than that, no one really screams out as an obvious choice.
Yeah, one of the things I guess the ownership have got to weigh up is they need a firefighter to kind of get themselves out of relegation danger, but they don't want to be in this position in another year's time on the anniversary of appointing the next manager and looking for another one.
Yeah, you don't want to get into the habit of hiring and firing around this time of year and scraping survival, but yeah, I think they need to look a little bit further ahead and get someone in who can come in, play some nice football, and maybe even if Oxford do go down, which we don't want to think about, maybe stick with going forward.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting few weeks for BBC Radio Oxford and for the Oxford Mail. Malachi Obrey, thank you very much for your time. The two teams back out here at the Kassam Stadium. Oxford United against Southampton. The second half is on the way.
Every kick, tackle and goal.
And Parker cuts inside. Parker's in here. And City have made it 4-0.
All the action is just moments away.
And it's been taken. All the goals running in.
Banbury United, champions of the Southern League, Premier Division Central.
And we are underway.
This is BBC Radio Oxford Sport. Adam Ball.
Join me every weekday morning from 10 for some of this.
Banbury, you've shortened to Bambers.
No one shortened.
Yes, they do.
Yes,
they do. They do. Right, people of Banbury, speak up now. Whitters, Whitney.
Whitters. No.
Yeah. Headers, Headington.
That's taking a mick.
And some people would call Abingdon Abba Ding Dong.
No.
Hello, BBC Radio Oxford. You're live on the radio. Don't swear, please, Father Clive.
Listen, Chipping Norton is chippy, as you know, but Charlbury is very posh. I think Charlbury should be Charlers.
Oh, I like that. Ball. Join us every weekday morning from 10 and listen anytime. Just ask your smart speaker to play BBC Radio Oxford.
Welcome back to St James Park for the second half of this National League encounter. Brackley Town leading Forest Green Rovers by 1-0 at half-time. And it's a richly deserved lead. They were superb in the first half. They could have been 2 or 3-0 up, to be honest. Danny Newton thwarted by the goalkeeper on 2 occasions. Matt Lowe dragging one across goal as well. And Michael Nottingham heading home the opening goal to give Brackley this lead. They still have it all to do, of course, against a Forest Green Rovers side that are in the top 2 in the league table. But if they can produce anything like they did in the first half, then Brackley Town could be on their way to their first win in 7 in the league. Tim, that was a terrific first half of football from Brackley Town, and they deserve to be 1-0 up at the break, Tim.
I don't think that anyone could argue with the fact that Brackley had the better of things. I mean, Forest Green Rovers have shown everything that we know about them. As Robbie Savage says in his pre-match interview, if we're level with 5 minutes to go, we will not settle for the point. We will always go for the win, and we've seen that. This game is far from over, but compared to the game against Morecambe last time out here, that really was poor fare. Brackley have risen to the challenge, and it's been an excellent 45 minutes of football, and let's hope that it continues in that vein. And from a Brackley point of view, let's hope that they can hang on to what will be precious points this afternoon.
I've got to say also, we don't big them up too often, but a word for the referee at the moment, Ollie Mackey. I know we've still got 45 minutes to go, but he's let this game flow, hasn't he? He's allowed the game to flow. He's let the tackles come in. He made a brave decision on the penalty appeal, and he cautioned Tom Knowles for simulation. So he's played his part in this game as well, and it's allowing the game to flow, which is making it such an entertaining one.
Yeah, and we commented on the simulation, the dive by the Forest Green Rovers player that the referee spotted. So yeah, excellent performance from the referee so far. We're at the halfway point, and we'll find out what the attendance is, but I'm guessing anywhere around 1,500-1,600. Really good turnout here, great atmosphere, and stark contrast to the last time we were here with a game against Morecambe. It was, as I say, poor fare, and Brackley losing against one of the teams in and around them in the league, and that's what you cannot afford to do when you're battling to stay above those relegation places. So substitution at half-time being made for Forest Green Rovers. It looks as if it's
Jaden Clark's going off, I think, and Aidan Dausch is coming on. And there's 2 substitutions, I think, because we also see Cairo Mitchell coming on as well. So I saw that Clark was one of the substitutions. I didn't catch the other one, Tim, to be honest. It's Aidan Dausch and Cairo Mitchell are on. Brackley attacking the goal away to our right in the second half. The Francis Oliver stand attacking their home supporters.
Well, we'll just keep an eye out for what those changes are that have been made. But as you say, we're underway, and big second half coming up here. Matt Lowe away immediately for Brackley, gets a cross in, goalkeeper under pressure, drops it, and the referee's whistled up for an infringement on the goalkeeper. There wasn't a lot in that, but that is what we do tend to see. Goalie really rather flapped at that. Cross came in from Matt Lowe, excellent cross, got to the byline, and immediate action there for Brackley, starting the second half the way they finished the first.
So the 2 changes are Aidan Dausch coming on for Isaac Moore and Cairo Mitchell on for Jaden Clark. They're the 2 Forest Green Rovers substitutions.
Okay, well, thanks for clarifying that for us, Kieran. Throw into Forest Green Rovers. Tyler Little, that early substitution for the injury to Gaz Dean. He just knocks it on. But the ball back with Knowles for Forest Green Rovers. And Zach Brown in action there. He's starting in midfield alongside Shane Byrne for Brackley, with Jack Price having dropped to the bench today as Gavin Cowan shuffles his pack. And this looks promising move here for Forest Green. They've worked the ball over to the right. Interesting to have been a fly on the wall in the Forest Green Rovers dressing room. They haven't trailed at half-time in too many games this season. And, everything going very well for Robbie Savage and his team so far, but of course the test for teams and managers is when things aren't going so well. And free kick given against the Brackley man on that far side in front of the Brackley dugout. Forest Green Rovers take the free kick quickly, and it's that man, Captain Mendy, an impressive player I have to say, and he brings the ball forward and then lays it off, and they're into the penalty area with Babalola, and he's the man who holds it up, lays it off into the path of, I think there might have been Mendy actually who fired it.
Commentator's curse, that was, Tim.
And he fired it too high, didn't trouble Cam Gregory in goal for Brackley. So 2 substitutions made for the visitors. Brackley made the 1 early substitution, that early injury sustained by captain Gaz Dean, but Brackley brought on Tyler Little and looked really solid defensively so far. Brackley performed really well. Carl Morrison, Tyler Little and Michael Nottingham, those 3 central defenders, with Pendleton and Matt Lowe the wing backs. That's worked well for Brackley so far. Ball in the centre circle. Shane Byrne in action for Brackley, does well, does Byrne, wins the ball, plays it out to Pendleton. He's impeded, and referee allows play to go on, and then the defender comes across, and referee, the good refereeing, brings the ball back. And I think
it's a yellow card as well, Tim.
Yeah, so who's that a yellow card for? Just keep an eye on. Well, I can't see who that was who got that.
I'm not sure, but it was good refereeing, wasn't it? He allowed play to go on. It was off balance, wasn't he, Zach Brown? And then he called the game back quite rightly because Brown was going to the deck. And the yellow card given as well.
Yep, so we're singing the praises of the referee here. Fingers crossed he doesn't blot his copybook, but he's reffed this game really well so far. Here's Little, left-footed, into the penalty area with a free kick. Brackley Head knocks it on, but Forest Green Rovers will clear upfield. Shane Burns there and decides to go all the way back from the halfway line to Gregory. And then Gregory plays it up towards Danny Newton, who flicks it on. Here's Matt Lowe through to the edge of the penalty area, to the byline, crosses it in. Defender comes across, corner to Brackley.
Really good move again from Brackley. Matt Lowe getting the ball across and blocks and out for a corner. The yellow card, Tim, by the way, was Trey Pemberton. The yellow card was given for the foul on Zach Brown. So 2 yellow cards, I think they make that for Forest Green now. Obviously one of them has gone off.
Yeah, so just the 3 yellow cards, 2 to the visitors, 1 to Brackley, but not been a dirty game at all. It's been an excellent game, and a referee just exerting a little bit of control on the game. Corner to Brackley from this right hand side. 50 minutes played here. And Shane Byrne, came short, got the header in. Possibility of a
huge appeal for handball there.
But now here's opportunity for Forest Green Rovers. They've broken through. Good defensive work by Pendleton, holds them up. But here's now Houghton on the right. And now back out to Houghton. Lays it in. Dink cross. Good defensive work by Pollock. Allows Brackley to half clear. And now it's McAllister on the right for Forest Green Rovers. End to end here. Excellent entertainment for the neutral. Cross comes in from the right. And Shane Byrne gets his head to it. And it's the first corner of the game to Forest Green Rovers, and it'll come in from the right. And with that man Nick Houghton, he's moving over to offer the short option to McAllister, who will take it. Carl McAllister, top goal scorer for Forest Green Rovers this season, 7 league goals to his name. Cross comes in, good header by Danny Newton, picked up by McAllister. Charge down by Pollock, throw in to Forest Green Rovers. A little bit of pressure here on the Brackley goal early in this second half. 6 minutes of this second half played. And Danny Newton gets a header away for Brackley, and good work by that man Mendy. You have been impressed with him, the Forest Green Rovers captain. Carl Morrison with a firm header away, and picked up by Matt Lowe, and plays it forward, one for Wodsku to run onto. Already up to the edge of the Forest Green Rovers penalty area. Wodsku links up with Lowe, and then he gets a great cross into Wodsku from there. Tyler Little retains possession for the home side and finds Lowe. Lowe drives for the byline, gets the cross in. Scott Pollock comes diving in. Ball half cleared, picked up by Byrne. Byrne plays it out to the left. Pendleton crosses it in. Good defensive work by Mendy, clears it up front to Babalola. And Zach Brown tries to foul Babalola, but it's not strong enough to. And now the referee brings it all the way back, and it'll be Zach Brown who goes in the referee's book for. Yep.
Yeah, he's being consistent. Card. He's being consistent,
yeah,
Tim. You can't argue with that at all. He did pull him back. He tried to let the play go on. He was always off balance. Yellow card. And no arguments there at all. Free kick it is to the visitors inside the centre circle. It has been really end to end the start of this second half. It really has.
Yeah, and when Temi Babalola is motoring, he is a hard man to stop, and Zach Brown, despite his best efforts, couldn't do so. Fouled him, and quite rightly goes into the book. Ball with Knowles on the left for Forest Green Rovers. Good work by Matt Lowe for Brackley. Plays it up to Wodsku, who wins a corner, a throw-in for his side.
Just like the chip in now, we've had a chance to catch our breath. The interception from Byron Pendleton when it went from one end to the other was absolutely fantastic, because he had to get that spot on, and he got it spot on. If he hadn't have done, it would have been a red card. Brilliant tackle, one-on-one with the goalkeeper if it hadn't have been for Pendleton's intervention. I wanted to just hang fire on saying that whilst they were still defending, but it was terrific work from Byron Pendleton. Very impressed with him so far.
Yeah, here, and it's 2 really impressive performances by the young man from Birmingham City. Tyler Little looks to play the ball down the flank and just slightly shanks it, but Good performance by Tyler Little so far. He wouldn't have expected to be on the pitch after just 4 minutes. He's come in and looked really solid in that Brackley defence in the absence of captain Gazdeen. Byrne steps in, and now here's Wodsku. He's up against Abraham Kanu. He battles so well, does Wodsku. He may be just a young player in the Birmingham City under-21 squad, but he's given it a real good go out there, and is a player with great pace as well. Lovely cushion header from Byrne, finds Zach Brown. Ball played forward towards Danny Newton, and then good defensive work finds Forest Green Rovers Houghton in midfield, and links up with Harry Whitwell in midfield for Rovers. Floodlights now burning brightly as the December evening starts to close in here at St James Park. Excellent defending by Carl Morrison. He stepped out, read that well, got his head to it, and here's Matt Lowe for Brackley, up to the halfway line, cuts inside, and pass didn't quite find Zach Brown, gives possession back to Forest Green. Ball with Knowles and McAllister. And just a moment of calm in this game, walking pace in midfield, and then Rovers work it out to the right. Both managers on their feet, pacing their technical areas. Now opportunity for the visitors to play the ball in, but it's a poor one. It's cut out, and Danny Newton does good work for his team. Been outstanding, Danny Newton, for Brackley so far this afternoon. As the half goes on, we'll start to think about our player of the match, and Danny Newton's got a good shout in that, no doubt about that.
Yeah, Newton definitely. Pendleton, I'd say. Watsku's looked good, hasn't he, with his pace, and Matt Lowe looks really good down the right. So much more penetration, if you like, with Matt Lowe on that right flank rather than through the middle, as another substitution is made.
Yeah. So I think
for the visitors.
Is it Robson who's come on?
It's Max Robson. Again, didn't see.
No,
the board goes up so quickly, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, Cam Gregory with the goal kick for Brackley, and Pendleton comes short. He slipped, and ball out of play for a Forest Green Rovers throw.
And it's McAllister going off. That surprises me. He's been one of the better players for Forest Green today. Leading goal scorer, McAllister, going off.
So here's Brackley on the attack again. Danny Newton with those fluorescent yellow boots of his. He's got Matt Lowe in support, and he uses Lowe. And then Lowe, difficult to see quite what's happening in that corner there with so many supporters gathered around the perimeter fence, but Forest Green Rovers able to clear. And now Michael Nottingham runs into space to pick up that loose ball. Midway inside the Forest Green half, finds Pendleton, who links up with Nottingham, and now Byrne spreads it out to Matt Lowe. Lovely pass. Lowe comes inside, links with Byrne. Brackley just looking composed, and every man playing their part this afternoon in what has been a really impressive first almost hour of this game. We're almost at the hour mark. Loose ball picked up by Pollock, finds Little crosses in, and Watsku wins the header, towers over the defender, wins the header, gets a firm header in, but comfortable take for the goalkeeper in the end. But another lovely move by Brackley, and giving as good as they get here. You feel there's a second goal for Brackley would be crucial, and just as likely is a leveller for Forest Green. But Brackley digging in there, holding on to this precious 1-0 lead that they have. Ball with the visitors, and here's Babalola, and shot comes in, last ditch defending, And Danny Newton comes away with it, then concedes possession on the edge of the penalty area, and that was a dangerous place to lose the ball. Substitute Max Robson crosses it in, and then Brackley goes down like a dying swan, and referee says that is a free kick to Brackley. I'm not entirely convinced of that one, but
we'll take it.
Yeah, it was Matt Lowe went full length in the penalty area, and referee took a second look, and then in the end blew up, and danger averted for Brackley as we approach the hour mark here. And it's the Forest Green Rovers supporters behind the goal that their team are attacking, who are quiet at the moment and pensive as they just wonder what is happening here. It's not what they've seen most of this season. They're used to seeing their team win. Been in fantastic form, Forest Green. Unbeaten in the last 8 games, 6 wins and 2 draws in the league. That FA Cup defeat that we've mentioned already, but they've been in terrific form. Here's Babalola. We've seen how effective he is, and now he's Forest Green Rovers on the edge of the penalty area, lining up a shot, and in the end it's well wide, appealing for a corner, but didn't take a deflection. It was a well-worked move. Babalola played his part, and really skillful play from the big man up front. And it was worked out to the right. Shot came in low and hard, but well off target.
Yeah, you make a really good point there, Tim, because he is a big man, but he is incredibly skillful, isn't he? He held on to that possession beautifully there and set the game up, and then thankfully for Brackley, the final shot was well wide. But Babalola, not only is he a handful, but he's got a lot of skill when the ball's on the deck at his feet as well, which is quite unusual for a big man.
Yeah, a lot of their game is based around him, and here he is again under this one, wrestling with Michael Nottingham. Referee waves play on, and excellent save by Gregory, goes down, and my goodness, that was very nearly the equaliser. Came out of nothing. And I think that was Nick Houghton.
It was, and the referee played a really good advantage again, didn't he? Because Houghton was through on goal. A crucial save from Cam Gregory. Clutched it at the second attempt, really, but he's going to have his work cut out, I think, in this second half. But he's made a good save there.
Yeah, ball played back to Gregory. It bobbled a little bit, and he was under pressure as Forest Green Rovers attacker closed him down. But he got it away in the end, and Brackley under a little bit of pressure here. The momentum's just swinging towards Forest Green Rovers, but good defensive work there by that man Pendleton again. And now it's with Zach Brown in the middle of the field. He finds Danny Newton out on the right. Newton controls it and plays in low on the halfway line. Links up with Tyler Little. Lovely play by Little. Finds Zach Brown, plays it into space for Newton, and Newton's past the defender, crosses it in, and the loose ball we picked up on the corner flag on that far side by that man Pendleton. Lovely run for Scott Pollock, fires it in. Oh, wonderful play by Brackley, carving open Forest Green Rovers here, and a shot just wide in the end, but the Brackley supporters rising to what is a sterling performance from their team.
Also, brilliant tackle back there.
Fantastic play from Brackley. Another substitution. It looks as though it's going to be Nick Houghton making way. So the 4th change for Robbie Savage. I think it may be Bamba perhaps coming on.
64 minutes of 8, Nick Houghton going off. Who plays number 20?
Yep.
Yahaya Bamba.
Yep, Yahaya Bamba coming on for Nick Houghton then. So that's their 4th change. Throwing caution to the wind now, Robbie Savage.
And now lovely play. Shane Byrne finds Danny Newton. He turns inside and he's blocked. Referee says that was okay. No free kick. It's end-to-end stuff. This is a game you cannot take your eyes off of. As poor pass though by Scott Pollock concedes possession for Rovers, who immediately up the other end and then Michael Nottingham clears, doesn't go out for a throw-in. Forest Green Rovers keep the ball in, maintain the momentum for this attack. Ball on the edge of the penalty area. Danger here for Brackley, and it's a charge down corner to Forest Green Rovers.
Well, we knew this was going to come, didn't we, Tim? It was clear that it would come. Forest Green aren't second in the table for no reason at all. Brackley defending well at the moment, but a second corner of the afternoon for the visitors. Brackley just need to try and hold firm here. They'll create chances, they have done, but they need to defend well here.
Everybody's back defending, only Zach Brown on the edge of the penalty area. Corner comes in. Danny Newton, who was on fire this afternoon. He's a Superman, really, for his side so far this afternoon, doing good defensive work, the Brackley centre forward. And then Scott Pollock steps in, makes the challenge, concedes the throw-in. Forest Green Rovers really now beginning to pile the pressure on Brackley. 65 minutes played, it's still Brackley Town 1, Forest Green Rovers 0. Cross comes in, Morrison rises and wins the header. Ball played upfield, be collected by Abraham Carnu. Stops the ball going out of play, but he's in his own half and links up with captain Laurent Mendy as Forest Green Rovers look forward, survey the situation. How are they going to break down this Brackley defence? Brackley team that have defended as a team from front to back so resolutely this afternoon, yet at the same time created just as many chances really as the visitors. And the ball out of play on that far side. Referee says it came off a Forest Green Rovers player last. It's a Brackley throw, little bit of respite as they just feel, Kieran, that momentum has swung a little bit in these last 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, it has, but Brackley holding firm at the moment, and they are, as you said, you just mentioned it, they are creating chances themselves, aren't they? They just need to, if they can just take one of these chances just to give us a slightly more comfortable last 20 minutes or so.
It's rarely comfortable here at St James Park this season. We've experienced most of them here in the media area, and very rarely, because Brackley score so few goals, just 15 to their name, and this is number 16 today. Only Braintree have scored, Braintree, I think 17 they've scored. Otherwise Brackley the lowest scoring side in the National League. But so far this afternoon, Brackley have found the back of the net and have kept a clean sheet. It's been a terrific performance, and can they now maintain that as we move into this final quarter of the game?
With just a couple of exceptions, Tim, it's been, they haven't scored a huge amount of goals, but with a couple of exceptions, they've defended pretty stoutly this season, haven't they? They've lost a couple of games by 2 goals, but mostly by the odd goal. And if they can just find the net a little bit more often, you'd like to think they would head in the right direction up the table. It's still 1-0 then to Brackley. We are into the last 22 or so minutes of the game, but Brackley have a lot of defending to do as the substitute Aidan Dausch goes down the left. Matt Lowe closes him down really well, and then it's driven up. Danny Newton gets his shirt tugged by Carnu, but he's getting away again from Carnu, and in fact I think he's just been penalised there for a foul on Carnu. I think that was probably 50-50 there, but the referee's assistant gave that one right under his nose, and Mendy will bring the ball over the halfway line, the captain for Forest Green. He chips it forward. Ball played into the penalty area. Tyler Little clears it away over to the far touchline. Forest Green back in possession again and looking to get themselves back into this game. Whitwell turns Zach Brown and then goes back to Mendy, the centre half and captain. Mendy does play in a bit of an advanced role at times, the Forest Green Rovers man. We're looking like there's going to be another substitution being readied, but the ball is all the way back through to the Forest Green Rovers goalkeeper Harry Eisted, and he just lays it out to Abraham Carnu.
Yeah, I think it's Morgan Roberts is going to be coming on for Brackley. Not a bad substitute to have ready to come on at this stage, Kieran.
Yeah, and he'll probably have a bit of a point to prove, wouldn't he, as well? Being left out of the starting 11. Ball played into the penalty area. Michael Nottingham gets to the ball first, and out of play it goes for another Forest Green Rovers corner. They have had the upper hand so far in this second half. Down on the deck goes Nottingham now. I think that might just be a bit of cramp, probably.
Yeah, that's not good. Brackley would want him there to defend this corner. And will not want the physio coming on. He's okay.
I think it's maybe just a touch of cramp, and he knows exactly that. If the physio came on, he'd have to make way. Still don't like that rule, to be honest. If you're injured, you're injured. You shouldn't necessarily be penalised for getting injured, but it's been in football for many years, hasn't it? Corner comes in, a deep floating corner. It's gone over everybody's head, and Carney's going to collect the loose ball on this near side touchline and lay the ball into the substitute Max Robson. Robson finds the skipper Lauren Mendy. Mendy out to Trey Pemberton, and Forest Green just having a bit of a dominance at the moment, and they're advancing towards goal again. Shot from distance from the number 11 Tom Knowles, blocked by Shane Byrne, but Forest Green back in possession again with Mendy. Mendy chips the ball forward into the penalty area. There's a chance here for Forest Green because Brackley haven't cleared it yet. It's on the edge of the box, over to the right, and the ball comes in, hits Shane Byrne on the back of the head almost, and cleared up to halfway where Abraham Carnu is in acres of space. Shoot is a cry from somewhere, and he does shoot from 45 yards. That was a centre-half shot if ever I saw one. He sat on his backside and threw harmlessly through to the goalkeeper, Cameron Gregory.
Yeah, interesting moment really. Brackley been pushed back, sitting really deep there, but equally a sign of desperation really from Forest Green Rovers that the centre-back would shoot from such range with such a poor effort. They've yet to find a way of unlocking this Brackley defence, but Brackley needs to just avoid being pushed back as they are at the moment.
Yeah, Morgan Roberts is being readied over on the far side as a substitute for Brackley Town. Ball comes into the penalty area, and a little volley there from the substitute Aidan Doush, but he didn't get any power to it at all, and it allows Cameron Gregory to deal with that very comfortably indeed. Good cross in, but no purchase, no power on the volley really from Aidan Doush, and Cameron Gregory clears the ball right up the other end. He falls over as he drop kicks that one, and it's out of play for a Forest Green Rovers throw. We're going to see this substitution. I think we're going to see a Forest Green substitution as well, so it's going to be a substitution, and it's going to be Wodsku going off, and Morgan Roberts is coming on. That's not a bad substitution. I think Wodsku's had a decent game this afternoon, so Morgan Roberts on for Brackley for these last 18 minutes or so, and it looks as though the substitution for the visitors is Tom Knowles, yellow carded in the first half. This is, I think, Forest Green's last substitution. I think that's their fifth, Tim. And it's Christian Doidge coming on for Knowles. Well, I'm not sure it was Pendleton that went off.
No, it's Wodsku who went off.
Yes. Wodsku off for Roberts, because that would have been quite an attacking change if it had been that. Maybe the message hasn't got through to the Tannoy man there, Tim.
I thought that it might be Scott Pollock going off, but no, Pollock's still on, and Roberts.
He's had a good game, Scott Pollock. He really has.
Yeah,
they all have.
And Wodsku had an excellent first half, perhaps been a little bit less.
Tired a bit, didn't he? He tired a bit. Throw into Brackley Town, level with the edge of the penalty area. Zach Brown tries to give a short option, but it's now going to go long, I think. It's Tyler Little, I'm guessing, with this. It's hard to see. Craning my neck over the supporters. And it will be Tyler Little who will launch it into the penalty area, looking for a flick on. It's dropped to Byrne. Byrne finds Little on this right touchline. Little gets a cross in across the face of goal. He scuffs it across goal, and it's cleared up to the halfway line, where Kyle Morrison deals with it and puts it up almost out of play, and then Babalola does really well to shake off Shane Bird, and now there's a chance for Forest Green because there's an opportunity here straight at the goalkeeper though from the substitute Christian Deutsch. That was a really good chance, and I reckon, Tim, if he'd have been on the field for 10 more minutes, that would have been nestling in the back of the net, but that was Deutsch's first attempt on goal, straight at the goalkeeper Cameron Gregory.
Yep, straight at Gregory. He stood tall and made the save. Forest Green Rovers just made the changes they wanted to, and pressing now for that leveller. Can Brackley hold on here and claim what will be 3 precious points for them?
Whitwell finds the substitute Robson. Back to Mendy, the skipper. He's going to turn his man and drive towards the halfway line. Danny Newton making a bit of a nuisance of himself, but Mendy still on the ball. Another skillful player, the centre half for Forest Green Rovers. Nice looking ball over the top. Cameron Gregory comes and it's offside. So that was a bit of a late flag, I would say, Tim. I looked across and it wasn't up, and then I looked across and it was, but I think it was the right decision. Cameron Gregory, though, did come for that, and I think he would have got to the ball first in any case. But it is a free kick to Brackley Town. We are into the last 15 minutes here at St James Park. There'll be another 5 on top of that, so we're probably looking at 20. Brackley Town 1, Forest Green Rovers 0. Free kick to Brackley. Cam Gregory will take this. The referee blows the whistle, and he's going to yellow card Cameron Gregory, and I think that's a bit harsh because he just put the ball down. But Cameron Gregory gets a yellow card for running the clock down, and I'm not going to moan too much about the referee today because he's been excellent, but maybe he could have just let that one go. Anyway, free kick is taken now by Gregory up towards the edge of the Forest Green Rovers penalty area. Brackley haven't really created an awful lot in this second half. They've been defending stoutly. They haven't done an awful lot. Referee allows play to go on as there's a coming together pretty much on the halfway line. Brackley being forced back. I'm not sure who that is on the deck over there, but whoever it is, he does very well because he's bringing the ball away down the left, and a free kick's given.
Yeah, that was Michael Nottingham. All 6'6" of him on the deck, all arms and legs, but doing a great job for his team. He went down with that, as you suggested, possibly a touch of cramp earlier.
Yeah.
He'll be an important player for Brackley to lose. Not a yellow card.
Robbie Savage, I think, just had a yellow card. So that's definitely one of somebody in the technical area, and the ironic cheers suggest it's probably Robbie Savage, Tim.
Yeah. Well,
maybe.
Is it? Well, can't tell from here, can we?
I'm pretty sure it was. It is a free kick to Brackley Town. Maybe a little bit of frustration creeping into Robbie Savage, whose side have done really well in the second half, but they haven't yet managed to block Brackley's copybook. Plenty of time to go though. Free kick tight on the far touchline, just inside the Brackley half of the field. They'll need to get a move on. The reason being is the referee's having a chat to Zach Brown. I was going to say need to get a move on, but anyway, in comes the free kick to the penalty area. Not cleared particularly well, but is with the appeal for handball not given, and Brackley will have some defending to do again because the ball is breaking down the left of the substitute Aidan Dausch. Dausch, nice little ball through to Whitwell into the penalty area. Whitwell gets the ball across. Brackley have got to do some defending here. They do so, but still Forest Green in possession, and chipped into the penalty area again, headed away, but only to the edge of the penalty area. Player goes down under a challenge. Referee again says nothing doing, and it's with Abraham Carnu, left-footed ball towards the edge of the box, headed away by Michael Nottingham, but Mendy collects the loose ball this time, goes down under a challenge. Again, the referee says nothing doing and allows play to continue. Cleared up to the halfway line where Abraham Carnu chests the ball down to Mendy. Mendy out to the right to Trey Pemberton. And he gets on his afterburners and goes down under a challenge. Referee's assistant gives a free kick there, and it's a free kick to the visitors, and a yellow card as well. I think that's Pendleton with the yellow card.
Yep, Absolutely. Byron Pendleton, another yellow card, and been no bad fouls in the game at all, but the yellow cards are starting to mount up. That's 6 we've had in total, and this is another dangerous moment for Brackley. Free kick to come in from the right.
The assistant manager John McMahon got the yellow card, by the way. So
the guy wearing the shorts.
More fool him. Free kick to Forest Green in a dangerous position. Everybody bar 2 are in the penalty area for the visitors. Referee blows his whistle. In comes the free kick. It's pinged around the penalty area, cleared away, but only as far as the Forest Green Rovers man. But now Morgan Roberts might be able to get his legs moving down the left, and he's speeding off down the left hand side and just pokes the ball through, but he's not going to be able to win that foot chase, and it goes back to the goalkeeper Harry Eisted. Eisted is going to bring the ball out of his penalty area and drive it forward again. It really has been all Forest Green really in the second half, to be honest, and Brackley need some defending again, because there's another opportunity here for the visitors to get the ball into the box. In it comes, headed away again, defending for their lives at the moment, Brackley Town. Can they hold on as the ball's picked up by Whitwell? Whitwell drives it back into the penalty area. It's cleared not very far, and it's pinging around the 6-yard box on the penalty spot, and real chaos in the 6-yard area. Cleared away, out of play it goes. In fact, it's not gone out of play because it's gone up to the halfway line, where Pemberton picks it up again and finds Whitwell. It really is like the Alamo at the moment, and the ball played in. Cameron Gregory plucks that one from the night sky. 1,497 inside St James Park, and they've witnessed a really good game of football. Bit of cramp again, I think, for a Brackley Town player, and it's Zach Brown that's gone down. I'm pretty sure that's cramp. They've defended for their lives in this game. In the second half, Tim, it has been all Forest Green Rovers, but Brackley defending for their lives at the moment. And Cameron Gregory helps Zach Brown to his feet. He doesn't need treatment.
But nevertheless, throughout this siege, really, that Forest Green Rovers have put on the Brackley goal, with the pace of Newton and Roberts, Brackley still pose that threat, something that Forest Green Rovers are been acutely aware of. Yeah, but it really has been like the Alamo for the last 25 minutes or so, with just a couple of forays into the Forest Green half, and Brackley have got more defending to do here, and they do so, and Roberts is going to just fire this up the field for Danny Newton to chase, and he doesn't get to the ball first, and Forest Green collect the loose ball again, and it's with Abraham Kanu. He's got acres of space just inside the centre circle. He finds Mendy chips it forward. It's going to be dealt with, I think, by Matt Lowe. It's got Aidan Dowse breathing down his neck though, Matt Lowe, and he's going to struggle to get out of that corner really, and he doesn't do so. He's trying his hardest to, and he's done really well. He's held the ball off well and cleared up to the halfway line again, where Kanu again collects that loose ball, and he's going to look to drive Forest Green Rovers forward again. Mendy, the skipper, who's been excellent for Forest Green this afternoon, he chips the ball forward through to Dowse, and now Danny Newton in a foot chase with Mendy. Mendy though gets to the ball first and just cushions a header back to the goalkeeper, who bowls it out straight away to Abraham Kanu. The clock reads 82 minutes and 50 seconds, so there's 7 minutes to go plus stoppage time. Brackley still leading by a goal to nil. Super skill from Michael Nottingham, a Johan Cruyff style turn from the big centre half there, and the goalkeeper comes flying out of his goal. That was Johan Cruyff-esque, that was, Tim. Yeah, exactly that. Great moment of skill, and the crowd on their feet, they loved that moment. And then he skipped forward, Michael Nottingham, to take the return. Didn't make it, but yeah, wonderful moment there.
Yes, pay your money just to watch that, I think. Pollock is going to be under a bit of pressure, and he chips the ball forward. Matt Lowe gets on the afterburners and tries to get the ball first, but Abraham Kanu gets just ahead of Matt Lowe. Out of play it goes for a Brackley Town throw.
Well, Kieran, we're going to struggle to pick our player of the match this afternoon because there have been some outstanding Brackley performances out there. They really have. Matt Lowe amongst them.
Yeah, I'm going to probably plump for Danny Newton, to be honest, Tim. It was between him and Pendleton and Lowe. But Danny Newton today has really shown vintage Danny Newton, hasn't he? He's been terrific. He really has. And he's putting a bit of pressure on now as well, right down in the corner. As Scott Pollock chases almost a lost cause. It goes out of play for a Forest Green Rovers throw right down by the corner flag. 6 minutes to go. Forest Green Rovers still trailing Brackley by 1-0. It's been a terrific afternoon of football. It really has. And Brackley Town, well, can they hold on? Because they've been superb. The ball, as you can probably hear, hits the roof. And Babalola just waiting patiently for the ball to finally get back. The Brackley Town roof doing its job and running the clock down for us as it bounced along the corrugated roof above us. Low with the throw-in. Headed out of play for another Brackley Town throw. They're not going to be in a huge hurry to take this. In the Championship, Stan Mills has put United back in front. Oxford United 2, Southampton 1, with a few minutes to go there at the Castad. Here at St James Park, it's Brackley 1. It's Forest Green Rovers 0, as Matt Lowe does really well to win the ball back. He's holding on to the shirt of the Forest Green Rovers man. Lowe still on the ball. He gets through 3 players. It's still going Matt Lowe. What a terrific effort that is from Matt Lowe. Really, really good work from the right midfielder Matt Lowe. And Brackley now have some more defending to do because it's with Babalola into Whitwell. Whitwell sprays the ball over to the far side where it's collected by a Forest Green Rovers player, but Brackley getting numbers back behind the ball again. 5 minutes to go plus stoppage time. 4 minutes to go plus stoppage time, in fact, and still Brackley leading by 1-0. Ball played in, little deflection, headed up into the air, not cleared very well at the moment. It's pinging around that penalty area. Cam Gregory will just watch that harmlessly go out of play. Down goes another Brackley player. This is all cramped, Tim, isn't it? Because they've been monumental, these Brackley players. None of these are out and out injuries. This is purely and simply cramp because of the effort they put in for their side today.
Well, yeah, physio needs to come on, which is a shame because then he'll have to go off, but that shows you it's a genuine injury, or as you say, possibly just cramp. But every Brackley player out there, every player in a red and white shirt is, my goodness, put in a shift here. And if Brackley can just hold on here, 87 minutes played, then nobody can deny them the 3 points that they've thoroughly deserved. It's been one heck of a performance, and that's Matt Lowe, who is just down getting some treatment. He's been awesome.
He's run through a brick wall, hasn't he, Tim? He really has. Be a bit harsh not to give him player of the match, actually, because there's so many players on that Brackley side today that could have won the player of the match award. I think Matt Lowe has been a revelation down the right, hasn't he? It's a much more comfortable position for him, isn't it? It's his natural position, I think.
And it's to his credit that he's been prepared to play the role that his manager needs of him, play him as a lone striker through the middle on occasions. But Matt Lowe's the one player who started every single game this season for Brackley. Great servant for the club now in his second spell at Brackley, and this is good game management, as well as the fact that he needs a bit of treatment.
He's just taking on a little bit of fluid as well. Not sure whether that is cramp or whether it was more of a bit of a hamstring pull. It's a cold afternoon, of course, and injuries always feel a bit worse when it's so cold. We're into the last 2 minutes. We will, I think, need to see a substitution. It looks like he's going to be going off, Matt Lowe, for these last few minutes. He doesn't look particularly comfortable, let's say. And we will be seeing a substitution. And Jack Price coming on for these dying minutes. But Matt Lowe has run through a brick wall for Brackley this afternoon. And he gets a round of applause as he leaves the field. Deserved round of applause as well. Let's hope that's nothing too serious and it's just serious cramp, perhaps, because that can be painful.
Well, he's certainly put in a terrific shift for his team.
Jack Price then on for these last moments. 1 minute and 20 plus the inevitable 6 or 7 minutes of stoppage time. They'll probably put us through hell and raise the ball. It'll be about 8. Let's hope not. Price gets his first touch, and that's a chest down, and he drives the ball forward looking for Zach Brown to chase, but it's overhit that, and out of play it goes for a Forest Green Rovers throw, and it's going to be taken by the substitute Aidan Dausch right down by the corner flag, really, as we're into the last minute of the 90. Throw in taken. Pollock wins the header from Doidge. Out of play it goes for another Brackley Forest Green Rovers throw. Up the line it goes, and Pollock puts Doidge off his paces, and then Shane Byrne's going to collect the loose ball, but then he drives into the Forest Green Rovers player, so it means that Brackley just have to deal with it, and Kyle Morrison does by playing it out for another Forest Green Rovers throw, and it's taken quickly by the substitute Dausch. Finds Whitwell. Whitwell threads a little ball through, but miscontrol by the Forest Green Rovers man, and now there's Danny Newton in a foot chase with Mendy. Newton against Mendy. He's taking the ball all the way to the corner flag. Danny Newton a little bit early, but to be doing that perhaps. We'll see what the fourth officials board says. If and when it goes up, it should be going up any moment now, and it's going to be, I can't see that, Tim.
Well, it's not saying, it's saying 4 digits. I do not understand that. Having problems with the board, the fourth official, for sure. But we're into added time, however long that's going to be.
I've no idea. I think it may be 6, but I'm not sure. Whitwell chips the ball forward to the edge of the penalty area. Michael Nottingham plays a little cushion header cleared up into the night sky. It's going to be picked up again by Whitwell, who finds Carnu. Carnu has got a bit of space to play the ball out to the left to Dausch. Dausch takes a touch and then goes in field and finds Whitwell again. Whitwell heads towards goal, threads a little ball through the middle, but it's collected by Kyle Morrison, who's just going to clear this anywhere he possibly can. Out from the goal comes the goalkeeper, Harvey Eisted, who plays the ball to Abraham Carnu. Carnu drives it forward. Again, a good header from a Brackley man, gets the ball first. And then it's with Pollock. Drives the ball forward again. Jack Price goes down under a challenge. Sorry, Danny Newton goes down under a challenge. Not given. The referee and the assistant both denied that. And they have been consistent, but maybe that was the first slight mistake, because it did look like a clumsy challenge on Danny Newton. I don't
think he would have gone over unless he was pushed in the back.
Looked like it, didn't it?
Certainly given the referee's assistant a piece of his mind.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Ball played in. It's going to go all the way across, and it's going to be a yellow card for Danny Newton for dissent, I'm afraid. For giving the assistant on this near side piece of his mind, shall we say.
Yeah, well, look, Danny Newton, you've been magnificent this afternoon, but just focus on the game, forget the referee's assistants. Just wanted to mention, Kieran, that another Brackley player who I think has been outstanding has been Kyle Morrison at the back.
Oh, he's been outstanding.
Read the game superbly, got there first to win those headers.
And when you bear in mind, without Gaz Dean, he's had to really marshal that back line, hasn't he? Yeah. Goal kick taken, out of play it goes.
It's 5 added minutes.
It was 5 added minutes, so we are 2.5 minutes away from what would be a famous Brackley Town win. Can they hold on for these dying moments? Pollock tries to win an aerial ball but doesn't. That's a very high boot, and I'm not surprised that I'm a bit surprised that Jack Price didn't get a boot in the mouth there, but the referees allowed play to continue. Shane Byrne to Pollock. Pollock is going to try and drive it forward. Out of play it goes for a Forest Green Rovers throw. 2 minutes to go here at St James Park. 2 minutes to go then, and that is the 2 minutes of stoppage time. We'll take you back to the Kassam Stadium as soon as this game is over, but Brackley Town are 2 minutes away from what would be a famous National League victory against high-flying Forest Green Rovers. Tyler Little with the throw down the line, looking for Newton. He's going to go out of play for a throw because Jack Price lets it go. Slow it down, says somebody in the crowd. They can't do that too much because the referee will do a yellow card, and there will, I think. Yeah, the referee gets involved there and says to Jack Price, don't take the mickey. He's been outstanding, the referee, though, I have to say. He's made that one maybe slight error a moment ago, but I think he's been one of the best referees we've seen this season. He's allowed the game to flow throughout. Down under a challenge it goes, and just as I say that, a free kick is given. I think that's Mendy down, is that? No, it is not. Free kick's taken quickly while the Forest Green Rovers player is still on the deck, and it's Babaloli that's gone down. Ball into the penalty area. Out comes Cam Gregory and claims the ball.
We're 50 seconds from the final whistle, Kieran. What a precious 3 points this will be. Another Brackley man is down. A physio.
This is cramp as well, I think. Wow. They have run themselves into the ground this afternoon. 6 straight league defeats, Tim. And I did say before the game that Brackley raised their game a little bit against these sides. We've only got 20 seconds to go. There is, though, a little bit of treatment going on to a Brackley player who's down in the D at the Brackley end. When we get back underway, it will be a drop ball, I think, to Cam Gregory. And then Cam Gregory will clear it up the field, and hopefully we'll be hearing the full-time whistle. Brackley still leading by 1-0.
And that's the 5 minutes of added time up, so we're into added on time, and my goodness, 6 successive league defeats. What a way to break that cycle with 3 vital points here if Brackley can just hold on.
They have to hold on for a few more seconds, and it is going to be a drop ball, and as soon as Cam Gregory picks this ball up, he's going to drop kick it as far as he possibly can towards the corner. It's Zach Brown that had the treatment, and we're going to see how long the referee's going to add on, because we're deep into the time added on at the end of stoppage time now. Cameron Gregory launches it up into the night sky. It's going to go out of play for a throw. This will be the last opportunity, I think, for Forest Green, because we're now into the 6th minute of time added on. There was only 5 added. Referee's taken a look at his watch. He's allowing Brown to come back onto the field now, so Brackley back to the 11 players. Mendy, the captain, is going to drive it forward for one last chance for Forest Green Rovers. Cleared away again, all the way up to the halfway line. Referee takes another look at his watch, and there goes the final whistle. And Brackley Town have ended a run of 6 straight defeats, and they've beaten high-flying Forest Green Rovers by 1-0. A terrific performance. The first half they were superb. The second half they defended like Trojans. And the final score here at St James Park: Brackley Town 1, Forest Green Rovers 0.
In the meantime, congratulations, enjoy the rest of the Christmas weekend. Fantastic move.
At the Kazam Stadium, they've beaten Southampton by 2-1. They got things off in a terrific way with Tyler Goodrum opening the scoring. We also had an equaliser from Harwood Bellis, but late in the game, right at the death, it was Stan Mills who stepped up and fired it left-footed into the bottom corner. You can have your say for the Wasn't It the Game programme coming up. You can give us a text 81333. Start your message with the word Oxford on WhatsApp. Send us a voice note or a message 08000 321 333. Again, start your message with the word Oxford. On social media, on X, we are at BBC Oxford Sport, or on the phones 0808 100 9100 for our post-match show Wasn't at the Game, which is coming up with Nathan Cooper, Paul Peros, Simon Hathaway and Paul Wakeford. Just squeeze in a couple of quick text messages. Richard saying, much better performance. I'm reluctant to offer too much praise, but Craig Shortstein did it him and us proud, not wanting to be a party pooper, but it's just one game. We must do similar against Swansea and his Barbershop. Fantastic win for United. This will also take a bit of pressure off the board to make a quick appointment. We will have reaction from Craig Short coming up in the final hour of our programme here on BBC Radio Oxford. But here at the Kazam Stadium, the Hughes fans streaming out into the car park are celebrating because they've seen their team win here at home. They've beaten Southampton by 2-1.
music introducing
in Oxfordshire and Berkshire
with Dave Gilliatt.
What I love about doing the show after all these years is listening to something that I've never heard before. You never know what you're going to get, and I'm constantly astounded and impressed and blown away by the amazing talent.
I used to listen to the radio for grime sets and D&B.
We've got rock music, indie music, pop, dance, country, folk, rock, electric, chill out. It's a treasure trove of delights, a cornucopia of joy. We want you to be part of it.
BBC Music introducing
in Oxfordshire and Berkshire
with Dave Gilliatt.
Thursday night from 8 till 10.
BBC Radio Oxford.
So this is Wasn't At The Game. We're at the Kassam Stadium where Oxford United delivered a Boxing Day knockout against Southampton. Mills, who brings it down nicely, turns full circle and then delivers right-footed, deep, looking for Hellick, looping headed towards the far post. Going to break to the edge of the penalty area. Goodrum strikes in. Goodrum scores! What a hit from Tyler Goodrum. And that has got the Boxing Day crowd on their feet. United recycling the ball from their own set piece, and when it's made its way to the edge of the penalty area, there was Tyler Goodrum, and he smashed it back into the back of the net halfway through the first half at the Kassam Stadium. What a time to take the lead, and what a way to do it. Tyler Goodrum.
Cienza, the Brazilian, will deliver. Swung in towards the penalty spot, and it's been headed in, and we're all square. Harwood Bellis levels things up, and they didn't deal with it defensively. Set pieces have been an issue, and we are level here at the Kassam Stadium. Harwood Bellis heads into the bottom corner. Oxford United 1, Southampton 1. Southampton pick up the ball with Manning. Left side, swung in the cross. It's headed away by Kieran Brown. Bit of space now for Oxford. Can they win it late in this game? Mills still going, combines with Lancashire. Mills into the penalty area for Oxford United, takes a shot on and finishes! Stan Mills! Wild celebrations inside the Kassam Stadium. How much did they need that? Buried into the back of the net. It's Oxford United 2, Southampton 1.
And a Merry Christmas to Oxford United supporters as Stan Mills delivers that present in front of the East Stand. Actually in front of the West End stand. Store him in the East Stand, but we'll take that any which way we can for Oxford United. What do you make of that? What happens next? Has Craig Short put himself in the running to be the ex-Oxford United head coach? Who do you want in the role? What kind of man do you want? Call, text, WhatsApp or voice notes are welcome. 0808 100 9100 to call us. Voice notes on WhatsApp 08000 321 333. Do put Oxford on those. Likewise for your text 81333. Start with Oxford. We are at BBC Oxford Sport on X, and I think it's going to be an interesting hour. Where do Oxford United go from here, and how about that for a win against Southampton? We will take all of your messages as we go through the programme, but first up, let's go round our guests with us this evening here at the Kassam Stadium and reflect on what has been a fantastic afternoon with the team from the Fence Pod, with Simon and with Paul, and also with Matthew from Oxbox. Fellas,